Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Filipino Genealogy channel. Today, we will look into a family tree that has been around in cyberspace for a few years now. I am talking about the fantastical and unbelievable Tallano family tree, a family that appears every few years, especially during national elections. So normally I would not be dignifying something as fantastical and totally unbelievable as the so-called Tallano family tree. You can search for it online and you will find different versions of their family tree. In fact, in some write-ups online, descendants of a pre-Hispanic family that ruled the Philippines, or so-called the Maharlika Kingdom, and members of this royal family included Lapu-Lapu, Humabon, Raja Soliman, among others. In fact, it says that Raja Soliman and Lapu-Lapu were supposedly brothers, which is historically inaccurate. They also claim to own the entire Philippines, not just a parcel, not just an island, but the entire Philippine archipelago. They even have land deeds to prove this. But the most fantastical part of the Tallano family, I believe, is their claim to owning the largest deposit of gold, larger than any country has ever seen. But we're not going to be talking about their claim to the entire Philippines or their claim to such gold deposits, because that has already been discussed many times by different academics and scholars on YouTube, on TikTok, among others. So for today, as a genealogist, I will be discussing the so-called Tallano royal family, which exists until today. So let's take a look at their family tree right now. The tree you see here is a simplified version of the many different and often conflicting genealogies of the Tallanos found online. Aside from the claims of having Lapu-Lapu and Soliman as ancestors, the main focus of the Tallano family tree is their claim that they are descendants of a certain Prince Julian, supposedly the twin brother of Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. So this is where the fantasy portion of their history starts. To begin with, there is no historical credence to this claim of Queen Victoria ever having a twin brother. The family further claims that Prince Julian was hidden from the public because he was autistic. This story was clearly anchored on the historical fact that one member of the British royal family, Prince John, had epilepsy and was hidden from the public because of his condition. For some reason, this Prince Julian, whose picture here the family uses is clearly that of a Muslim Filipino, adopted the surname MacLeod and later traveled to Borneo. He would marry a Muslim princess and adopt the surname Tallano. Now styling himself as Prince Julian MacLeod Tallano, he would end up with 7 wives and then some others. He had a dalliance with an unnamed Catholic Filipina who would later give birth to Jose Rizal. So, in other words, Rizal was not really a Rizal, but was actually the hidden love child of the twin brother of Queen Victoria. What's even more unbelievable is the story that Jose Rizal's execution was supposedly just a fake one, and that Rizal later lived on under the name of Father Jose Antonio Diaz. True to form and probably playing on the Playboy image of Rizal, the Tallano genealogy would soon claim that Rizal sired at least two of the most notorious men in history. With a Japanese princess, he would father General Tomoyuki Yamashita, while with a Clara Posel, he fathered Adolf Hitler. So, not only was Jose Rizal an illegitimate member of the British royal family, he was also the father of two war criminals. Going even further in this utterly fantastical claim, General Yamashita was supposedly in the United Kingdom, where he met and had a fling with a Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, who, as we know, became queen consort to King George VI and the mother of England's current monarch. So, with this out-of-the-world claim, the lost line of Prince Julian finally found its way back to the British throne, since his alleged great-granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II, currently occupies the British throne. So how does Ferdinand Marcos fit in this narrative? Well, the earlier versions of the Tallano hoax stated that the family simply hired Marcos as a lawyer because they found him quite brilliant. But, as fake family trees go, the story later morphed into a blood connection. The current version states that one of the daughters of Prince Julian MacLeod Tallano, who somehow also became known as a King of Spain, Princess Enemencia Villamor, was allegedly the first wife of Marcos, and in fact, Imelda Romualdez was just the third wife. This added convolution to the story was necessary to connect the present head of the family, the self-styled Prince Tiburcio Villamor Marcos, to President Marcos. The Tallano family continues to amuse and entertain us every time there is a national election. But we have to remember that we do not give it the same amount of credibility that we do with legitimate family histories. The Tallano family tree and their claims to owning the Philippines and having billions and billions of gold deposits are nothing but fantastical, unproven, and ultimately fictional claims altogether. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and stay safe always. Goodbye.